So that was local. Now we're moving into part 2, which is all about getting your website built properly. I'm going to tell you the exact pages that you need on your website to get ranked in Google. And I'm going to take you through with actual examples. I'm sure you know these firms, Morgan & Morgan, Rubenstein Law. These are 2 massive law firms, right? So I'm going to use these as examples as I walk you through because they crush it in organic search. And again, I understand that they're at the top, but it's always good to see who's at the top, and then we can reverse engineer what they're doing because they're spending millions and millions and millions of dollars on SEO per year, and it is paying off for them insanely. So just off the back of that, the slide is perfect because your website and really a lot of your SEO will depend on how your firm is set up, right? So if you're a single practice area, right, you do DUIs and you do it in a single market in Miami. That's number one. That's going to dictate how you set up your structure, how you set up your homepage, how you set up your targeting. And I'm going to talk you through that. The next one up is multi-practice area, right? So you do DUIs, you do immigration. And again, I know that you might not do those things, but I'm just saying you do multiple practice areas in a single market in Miami. The next one is a single practice area. You do DUIs, but you do it in multiple markets. You do it in Fort Lauderdale, you do it in West Palm Beach, you do it in Denver, you do it all over the place. And the final one is like Morgan & Morgan here, multiple practice area, multiple market. You do a little bit of everything and you do it all over the country. Now these 4 different buckets here, again, are going to dictate how you set up and structure your website, which is incredibly important to how you rank in Google. So I'm going to start off with the bare minimum. I'm going to talk about the 5 pages that you absolutely need to have on your website in order to rank. Start here and then build off the back of this. Now the first page obviously is going to be the homepage, and this is critical to understand which of those 4 buckets that your firm fits into. Make sure that you're getting your website targeted correctly. You can see here Morgan & Morgan, again, they've got dozens of practice areas, they've got hundreds of locations across the country, but on their homepage they've decided to target as America's largest injury firm. What they've done here is they've gone up the ladder in terms of their targeting, right? They didn't do specifics of like a location and a single personal injury or slip and fall injury. They just broadened it out to injury firm, right? Because what they wanted to do is create an umbrella at the very top, their homepage, which is your most powerful page, that incorporates the entire firm, right? Talks about everything that you do as succinctly as possible. And then you use the inner pages for locations and practice areas to rank those for the individualized searches, slip and fall injury, personal injury, car accident, and then also by location. Now, if you're a single practice area, single location, then you're going to want to target the homepage with your, Miami DUI attorney. If all you do is DUIs and you're only in Miami, then your homepage is going to take over that targeting. But as you grow and hit more locations, then you use these location dropdowns and practice area dropdowns to target those, multiple service, multiple locations. So again, it's really important that you understand the distinction so you understand how to target your most important powerful page on your firm. The next one up is going to be the practice area pages. This is Rubenstein Law. As you can see, this is their slip and fall injury page. This is the URL here. You can see that they've done a nice job adding in this practice areas subfolder, right? What that does, it helps Google to organize and compartmentalize information. So when Google is crawling your website and trying to understand what it is that you do and how to rank and serve you to customers, it's important to use these subfolders to keep these pages organized. And that's the same thing when it comes to locations or practice areas or anything that you have multiple pages, again, in that tree, right? So if we start at the home page at the top, practice areas is then down underneath that, and then underneath practice areas, if you have multiple practice areas, you're going to want to create a very in-depth page for each one of those. Now, a quick tip on these pages, because this is something that we work with clients a lot on, is making sure to add depth and context and information for all these. You can see here, this is not an overly deep page. They're able to get success and rank it because of the overall authority and power of this firm when it comes to Google. Google trusts this brand. They got a ton of links, which we'll talk about in a moment, don't worry. But if you don't have as much, you're going to want to put as much information as possible on here. Not to overload people, not to get them overwhelmed, but I would put some FAQs in here. Again, if you're going after a local service area, make sure to localize it with the language that you're doing. Maybe put a map, an embedded map of where you are, some reviews on here as well. Anything you can do to help people understand that, because when people are looking for information like this, slip and fall injury attorneys, there's so much that, you probably get a bunch of garbage leads too from people who are not qualified. The more information you can put on here to help people out, the better you can qualify them, the better you can rank, and the overall better quality that you're going to have from your leads, right? You could even put something on here about like when to contact an attorney, not just saying contact us like this. So the next page type is going to be about or attorneys page. So you definitely want to have an about page that talks about you, your ethos, where you're located, and of course, any attorneys that you have. And I love if you have multiple attorneys, right, to give them their own individual pages, because as these attorneys go out and they win cases and they, maybe they're active on social media, people are going to be searching specifically for these attorneys. And you want to make sure that you're capturing that search, right? If somebody's funneling them into your ecosystem. Easy way to pick up traffic and some phone calls by just creating attorney and case pages. Next one is your contact page. Now, a lot of attorneys just have a very generic contact page. Something that we love love working with our attorney clients on is coming up with something that's a little bit more value driven, right? Not just saying contact. He still has a contact page for general inquiries, but a free, no obligation discovery call, right? He does tax law. And these small little changes in terms of positioning and designing your quote unquote offer, as we call them, it just helps with conversions, right? So again, we're not only focused on just getting more people to the website, but also when people are there, how can we make this easier? How can we facilitate this? And how can we get them a little bit more excited and a little bit more responsive to when we're trying to contact them? Small changes like this make a very big difference in your marketing and your performance. Next one is going to be results and testimonials. Now, I understand that you might not be able to show all of your results for privacy and legal reasons. And if you can't, right, I mean, the more results are incredibly important in any business. It's social proof, right? Once people get to the website, they know what you do. Now they want to understand if you can handle their case. Results is the best way to showcase that. If you can't do that, then testimonials is good as well. And again, what I would recommend here is pulling through your testimonials from Google My Business, from Avo, from Hoostia, anywhere that you're soliciting those and pulling them onto this page. A little bit of an advanced SEO tip here too, but if you're able to get reviews and pull them through, you can see here, this is called schema. This is called structured data. When you pass down here with your eyeball, this one sticks out because this rating, these big bright yellow stars are pulling through. They've been able to do this by pulling reviews onto the page and then adding what's called schema markup. This is something that your agency is going to have to do for you. It's a little bit complicated, but the reason why this is so important is because, like I said before, it's not just about getting to rank, it's about getting people to click. If you can steal clicks from the first place one here because you have 5-star reviews here, which I promise you that they do, it's going to go a very long way to help your case. Now let's talk about 3 pages that would be nice to have. The first one is FAQ. Again, the more information that you can provide people here going through this very complex process, the better. FAQs are great for search, but they're also great for people who are just looking for information without calling you and bothering your sales team or your secretaries. Another one is scholarships, and this is a bit of an advanced tactic here, but what these pages do is they can pick up inbound links from other websites. So when we get into the link building portion of this, you're going to see and understand a little bit more why this is so important. But by having this page on the website, other websites, press websites, legal websites, school websites, right, in terms of universities, local, will link to this page to send people to it to know that they can apply for a scholarship here. So if you offer a scholarship, create a page about it, and I promise you will pick up some inbound links pretty naturally. It's very, very, very powerful stuff. And again, I'm gonna give you more context on this in a few moments. And the last one here is Spanish. I understand you might not speak Spanish, but you know, Spanish is really taking over. I'm in Miami, so I'm a little bit biased here, but I know for a fact some of our clients who have translated their websites, their leads have doubled in pretty much a month. It's very, very powerful stuff. And it's not that difficult to hire a company to field phone calls in Spanish, and then you figure it out from there. Who can service his leads as they come in? Our agency, our engineering team actually built a tool to help us do this. So what it does is we take data from your Google Analytics account, your past performance, right? And we'll do an analysis on that. Then we'll take data from the market, from your competitors, all their keyword data, and we jam it into a database. And what we now have is we have a little bit of history on your past performance. And then we also understand what the total addressable market is for all your keywords based on your competitors. And then we run some growth models, and what it can do is it tells us what the expected return on an SEO campaign is. We can accurately forecast how much traffic you could and should be getting. And with that, what we then do is just look at the conversion rate of your website and we say, okay, you know, in month 1, you can expect 10%. In month 3, 40%. In month 10, 120% more traffic. And when we take that traffic and we can multiply that against what your website's conversion rate is, or how many people come to your website and end up calling or submitting a form. And once we do that, then we know exactly how many new leads you could be getting and also how much more revenue that you will be getting from an organic search campaign. And this tool is incredibly powerful because it takes a lot of the guesswork out of SEO. It takes a lot of that, well, I don't know what this is going to return. I don't feel like just spending money. You know, I could be doing this, I could be doing that, I could be doing bus bench ads, please don't. So that's literally why we built this tool. And I want to give you a special offer for us to run this tool for you absolutely free. We usually only run this for clients, but I'm happy to run this on your website if you're an attorney. All you have to do is hit the link below. It'll take you to a form, book a time with our growth team. We'll get the data inputs that we need, and then we'll run it for you the next day. It is incredibly powerful and is an absolute game changer. So if you're interested, all you have to do is hit the link below. And if not, just like, comment, leave me something on this video that's nice, and I'll see you in the next one.